Zoom zoom.
Wow, 90 degrees, but in my infinite wisdom I decided to put the Austin 7 outside. I've already fitted the speedo cable. No point in trying to film that, it was impossible to film it. Simple, it's on the passenger side of the gearbox, the little knurl thingy bob, just tightened up with a pair of pliers, basically my fingers as much as I could down the pliers the rest of the way. And then I just snuck it through the little hole in the bulkhead and it comes out right at the speedo. You've got the little knurl fitting on the speedo side, a little bit smaller, and you know, you don't even need to see it, you can feel it, it's so easy, you just tighten it up. Now, when I twirled the cable in that speedo cable, it seemed to work okay, so we'll see if the speedo works, who knows. Now, the bit more intricate and touchy, and I'm a little bit nervous about it, putting the engine mounting rubbers into the engine after the fact, right, so the engine's in there already. I'll show you the rubbers that I ordered. I just picked them up from the UK, and my strategy for trying to put them in there. I only want to lift the engine maybe an inch. I should be able to do that without uncoupling anything. So I'll show you my plan on that and get back to you. I'm going to try and keep the camera out of the sun as much as possible, as they do overheat, the GoPros. Here's the setup, I believe, anyway. These are the British mountain rubbers, right, that I just ordered from the UK. This is the engine mounting bolt that was on it. It seems to fit. So that goes underneath the crankcase, I believe. And where it comes through the crankcase on the little mounting foot, it comes through there, right? And then I'm assuming, before I put that nut on there to tighten up, that's the setup, right? I believe that's the setup. Now I'm just going to go and have a look at those Chevy ones that I bought, because I think it's interesting to see if the 30 Chevy engine mounting rubbers, which look very similar to this when I saw them online, are actually the same. So just give me a second. So those ones at the top are the ones I got, reportedly Chevy, but you'll see it's not actually a set. Just something that someone threw together. That might not be an engine mounting. That looks like an engine mounting rubber. That does too. And they're not too far away from the British ones, right? I mean, they would do it a pinch. This is a grommet of some sort. Thanks again that they would do anything. But these items, not far away from the Austin 7 either. 25 bucks for a set of used rubbers. I don't know what these are. These could be engine mounting, I don't know, a bit of Chevy. This one's an odd one out. But you know, as a stopgap, right? It might do the trick. We're going to see if I can find another nut to fit this. These are strange looking things, right? I understand this, where someone welds on a nut so it doesn't turn in the chassis member, right? And once you get it up through there and get the nut started, it won't turn it. You don't need a wrench underneath. So the strategy is, the two front ones where the bolts are captive, I'm going to cut these, just slice them down the side there, and then lift the engine by that thickness, right, half an inch, and slide them in. I should be able to put the others on from the top, right, so that goes underneath. I'll do that on both front ones. Oh, they're hot already. Right. That's 2 front ones, 2 rear, where the bolts are not in the rear yet. Right. So first, I'm going to jack up the front of the car, just very, very slightly, right? Delicately. I don't want to damage that kind of delicate looking sump, you know. I have a block of wood under here, and I'm going to put that top of the jack. This asphalt is red hot, chaps. And then just very gingerly, I don't see any other way of jacking this up other than on the sump, because I need to raise the engine, not the chassis, right? Just very slightly. Slide those engine mount rubber underneath. Really great, nothing. I haven't taken those nuts off yet. The nuts are on it, right? Switch you guys off for now, come back to you. Okay, so we're jacking up gently. Forgotten the bolts were still on, the nuts were still on the engine mount bolts in the front, the captive bolts, you know, so I couldn't actually use it. And then we should be able to do it. Anyway, let's see. So it's got a slit in it. I'm just going to try and slip it underneath. On that side, I'll try it on the other side. On either side. Let's see. It's off on that side now. And we get past that bolt. On top. A little screwdriver, maybe something. Okay, my big favourite screwdriver and my favourite small screwdriver.
lot easier than it is. Go. Not that lot easier, but you actually need to cut out a piece. It's just not opening enough here, you know, I can open it right up. And bring it up just another little bit. Open it as you push it in. It's a secret. Wow. So, what else could we do? So just simply slitting it like that. Slitting it like this doesn't work. It won't open enough. So let's cut a V shape out of it. See if that works. I've cut a V shape out of it. Oh yeah, that worked fine. Awesome. So that worked, V shape. I'll do the same with this one. so hot out here that I just touched one of those rubber bits and it burnt me. Right, so this one's in. So before we do anything else, we'll put the front one in. I hope. I think, did it wrong? I think it went into my hand, that one. That one also slid right in. Awesome. Forward a little bit. Can we do that maybe? Well, let's let it down first. There's my little bit of wood. Stop damaging the sump. I'm going to go down there very easily. I don't know if they'll tighten out the hole or not. The whole thing must have come forward. I don't seem to be too keen on doing that, our chaps. Other shoe ring. This one on this side. I'm going to try to put the little inserts around. This looks as if it's fit in. Get a little rubber mallet and just tap on that sucker a little bit. See if it'll knock down the rubber around the gate. This one, it looks as if, it's pretty much centred. It looks as if the rubber should just go down in there. A little. What's the region? Yeah, there it goes. Right, so let's button this up and put that in. So that's the big one underneath, right? The big one underneath. And then the little thin one around the bolt. And now this one on top. Which I hope will allow me to put the nut on and tighten it. Leaving that loose actually because we still need to jack up the back of the engine, right? And so try and slide those mounts in, so probably not a good idea to actually put this one. Let's do the back ones first. Back Well, let's see if we can get the other one in. And I had a rubber on. Now at least I know we've made progress on the front. Catch my drift. Just going to try the same technique, even though this is off centre. By quite a bit actually, you know. Small. I don't think this is compressible enough that it's going to squeeze in a non-existent gap, you know. So, I don't know what to do in that next. I'm going to try to squeeze it in with the nut. Could we? Should we? Would you like me next time? Would you? Said Sam. The grandson loves that story right now. Cat in the Hat. Actually something come up in the movie list, favourites list. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to switch it off just now. All I'm doing is trying to tighten up that nut to compress the centre rubber piece down on the one that's eccentric just now, not central. Okay, on this side I tried to push the little skinny rubber, this one, the bolt, that's the captive bolt through the chassis, was off centre a little bit, so I was hoping I could just, you know, push down with the nut on this and it would slip into the hole. Half of it did, the other half sheared off, so they're not very tough, these things. I did manage to jack up the rear of the engine and gearbox just enough to slip those rubber discs underneath. That was quite awkward underneath the car. So now it just remains the two back bolts are not in, they're not captive, right, so they need to be pushed through and then the bolt entered on there, which is not going to be easy. You know, I can try. There's no point in trying to film it, guys. You can't see down through where the engine hold down bolts are. I'll try and show you the finished product once I'm done, but there's no point in filming. You know, just like the last one, it's just a whole lot of me zooming. All you can see is my back, and I will just have to zoom through it also. I'll show you the finished product, right? Right, so I'm using these. These are the bolts that were in it. They're metric, so I had to hunt around. But the good thing is, the nut that I found is actually an old nut set, metric from my Volkswagen days, I think. And it's an eye-lock, which is good, right? The good thing is, now I put the rubbers in there, right? When I screwed this up, see it's got the welded nut head to stop it turning inside the chassis member. So the rubbers were in already, and I managed to screw it up by hand up into the rubber, and it held there. So now I've got it just knocking on the chassis member, right? So I've got it so when I put a washer on, the rubber, then the washer, and then screw it down, it'll pull it up. That's the theory, right? So I'm bringing you out into the sunshine. The overheating warning will come up on the GoPro pretty quick, so it'll just need a quick little smash here. So here's the engine mounting bolt. You can see it just sticking up through there. I've put the rubber on it already. I'm putting a little metal washer,
Hopefully I can get a couple of threads on this and then screw it in. And that's it. I mean, now I'll tighten it up, no need for you to watch that. And I'll do the same on the other side. Yeah, so, I don't know, 3 hours into this, 2.5 hours. I've got 2 bolts in. I'm working on the third one. Note to self. The 2 bolts at the front are fine, they're captive bolts, they've already been welded into the chassis. If you're just going to mount it the way we're talking about, and I think that's the only way you can, the way we slide the engine in at an angle, then fine, get the bolts with the, you know, the T on them so they don't twirl around, but make sure they're not too long. These things are at least 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches too long. I don't know how long it takes to screw that down. And because they're nylock nuts, by the time I started and I realised, oh my god, the length of these things, I didn't want to take them back off again. I'd already invested 20 minutes into screwing one nut in, you know. In retrospect, if they were, you know, 2 inches too long, I should have put 1.5 inches of extra washers or packers or something to pack that a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to persevere. I've got another half an hour to just do this back bolt, and you cannot get anything into it. You can turn it 1/4 of a turn at a time. You can't get a socket into it. I can't use my electric socket. I even have these little ratcheting ring spanners, they won't fit on it. It's just so awkward and awful. The ones in the front are easy, no problem. They were the right length, the correct length. These are way too long. I guess they were just fabricated from any old bolt that was lying around, the metric as well, which... So anyway, I'll keep persevering. There's no point in you watching, it's just blood, sweat and tears as usual, right? But the 2 back ones were absolutely the pits, man. The one on the driver's side, no, the one on the passenger side, sorry, I managed to get my electric socket into it, so it was a bit more accessible. This one on the driver's side is just, you cannot get anything on it except an open end wrench. 1/4 of a turn. It's so tedious, oh my god. Anyway, lesson learned. Okay, let's do all in is killing me today. Let's get it out for a test run. I'm going to try and bring you guys with me, although I've taken the GoPro mount off of here. Hope everything's okay. I'll just check the oil, check the coolant real quick. It is really hot, but it's beginning to cool down and actually threatening a storm now, it looks like. A bit overcast. Plenty of coolant, it seems to be holding coolant really well, as opposed to my old engine, which never did. I'm going to bring you in here and show you the engine mounts. Temperature is at 88 degrees now, it did cool off a bit. And I'll bring you guys with me just with the tripod in the front seat, and hopefully you'll be able to see something out the window. So there's the one mounting bolt in the front. You won't even be able to see the one in the back behind the coil there, underneath the coil. Oops, that was unintentional. Goodness gracious, what am I doing now? Get in there. Let's look at the other side. Yeah, for about 3 hours to put 4 engine mounting bolts. There's the one at the back there, which was reasonably simple to get to, and then the one in the front you can see. Okay, let me see if I can set you up here so you can see out the front window. Leave the dipstick there. Let's start this up, make sure that gasoline leak isn't happening anymore. You remember the gasoline leak? I'm sure you do. Exactly. Choke.
timing just a couple. And over here. Tiny wrench. Good, my friends. I've tried it all the way through, you saw me, all the different positions. None have made an appreciable difference, so I'm boiling anyway, so time to give it a rest, and we'll try and do a better job of the timing. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or not. I'm going to be busy, pretty busy tomorrow. So she starts up okay. Good for a maiden one, right? Not bad. Of course, the intent is for this to be in the car. So, let's hope it starts. I messed with the timing there.